Hello friends, welcome back to SQL with Manoj. In my previous video, I show how to create a new Linux VM in Microsoft Azure, and we created a Ubuntu Linux VM, and we saw how quickly we created this Unix VM. So in today's video, we'll see how to install SQL Server vNext. As I've already told you in my previous videos, the SQL Server vNext will be supported on Windows as well as Linux. So we will install SQL Server vNext on this new Linux VM that we created. So I'll be connecting to the this Linux VM through PuTTY from Windows machine. So let me connect to this PuTTY, and I will go to get this IP address. I'll go to the Azure portal, and from this widget you can see this Linux is running. I'll click this, and on this blade, this Linux system, and you have to just click on connect and you will get the IP address. Copy this IP address and apply on this PuTTY configuration tool and click open. Okay, now to get the username you have to just copy this and apply it here. So just right click from the mouse and it will be pasted. Press enter and apply the password. So password will not be visible, so you have to apply the password very carefully. Okay, so here's the password and our login is successful, and I will expand this PuTTY so that we can see what all commands and a lot of things going in here. So I have already done this exercise previously and logged everything in my personal blog, that is SQL with Manoj, and this is the URL. You can get this from the detail section below of this video. And here, to install SQL Server Linux, it's all command based. So I'll be copying these commands and applying these in my PuTTY terminal, right? So first is, you have to get the repository. So before that you have to import the public repository keys. Okay, so just copy this command and just right click and enter. Okay, so it says okay. Now register the Microsoft SQL Server Ubuntu repository. For that you have to use this curl command and this URL, this packages and list. So copy everything and paste it here and press enter. Okay, so it's done. Now third point says to resynchronize the package index file from their sources to get information of the newest version of package and their dependencies. So, and finally install MS SQL package. So to do this there are two commands. One is sudo apt-get update and another one is SQL Server apt-get install MySQL Server. The second command will install SQL Server. So copy this, okay, and paste it here. So it has started doing this. So reading package list is done, and second command, that was sudo apt-get install -y MySQL server. So this was the second command. Only the first command got executed. I'll press enter again. So it will install the SQL server. So you can see the progress here. It says fetched 155 MB in 6 seconds, and it will take a bit of time to download, unpack, and install all the libraries and the binaries needed. Okay, so all these binaries are installed now. So it says please run this particular folder from root drive to complete the setup of SQL Server R. So now after install it will ask you to run this setup folder. Now post install we need to configure SQL Server and set the SA password and SQL services. Okay, so now the SQL Server is not getting installed on Windows, so it will not be having Windows NT authentication. So you'll have to use the SA authentication. So for that we'll apply a SQL SA password. Okay, so to do that you'll have to copy this command. Okay, so this for configuring the SQL Server. Installation is done. So I'll just copy this command. So it will just give me these options and I'll have to just perform those. Right click will copy the commands and I'll press enter. Okay, so it says do you accept the license term, please type yes. Okay, so yes, enter. Please enter a password for the system administrator account. Okay, so I'll type a password. Okay, confirm the password. Yeah, so it is setting the system administrator password. Do you wish to start SQL Server service now? I'll click yes. Do you want to enable SQL Server to start on boot? I will choose yes. Okay, so now it says that setup completed successfully, and now post configuration you can verify the services running. Okay, this is the system command. Like in our Windows, we have services.msc, and it will take you to the window where it shows you various services, and there you can go to the specific SQL Server service and see if it is running or not. So here we have everything command based. So I'll copy this command and I'll type this. So it is systemctl status of our MS SQL Server. So it shows us green and loaded this active running. Okay, fine. So now we have only installed the SQL Server engine. We have not installed tools. So that tools, so to connect to SQL Server, basically the SQL CMD command, BCP, and some other Microsoft ODBC drivers and their dependencies, so that we can connect to SQL Server engine through the through SSMS or through some command utility. Now to do this, we have to again resynchronize the package file. So I'll just copy it and paste it here. Press enter. It is done, and I will install the SQL tools. So copy and paste. It says unable to locate package MS SQL tools. Now why it says that? I have got these steps from docs.microsoft.com. Here you need to first of all import the keys again. Okay, so let us do that. It is done, and register the Microsoft Ubuntu repository. I'll copy this and paste it here. Fine, we are done, and now we can just copy. Fine, this is done, and copy. So this will install the SQL tools. Do you want to continue? Yes. Okay, now you need to work with your arrow keys. The license term, by choosing yes, you indicate the license term. So I'll click yes. So the steps I mentioned here were for the previous version of SQL Server vNext. So for the latest version, I'll probably update my blog with these commands. Okay, it says license text. I'll choose yes for accepting the license. Okay, so tools are installed. Now to connect to SQL Server instance, what we have to do is we can use the SQL Server CMD command. Okay, and I'll just copy it and paste it here. So it is SQL CMD -s means the server, the local host, because we are in the local. U is our user, is our SA, and password. So here I have to apply a password. So I'll apply the password. So this is the same password that I had applied while configuring SQL Server after installing it, and I'll click enter. Let's say the SQL CMD command not found. So SQL CMD command not found. It says create symlinks to SQL CMD and BCP under user bin. So to do that, there are some extra steps. Okay, so I think they have added these for the newer version of SQL Server. So I'll copy the first command and paste it, and copy the second command and paste it here. Now we are done. Now I'll try to execute the SQL CMD command that I previously executed. Now, so it is SQL CMD -s localhost -u, the SA and the password. I'll type enter. Now I think we are good. So here this prompt shows us that we are in SQL Server. Okay, now let me execute some SQL commands. Let us try to see which version we are in. I'll paste it and I'll press enter and I'll press go. Okay, yeah, so we have successfully logged into SQL Server vNext, and that is CTP 1.2 version, and few of the commands didn't work, and I think we missed some commands because these set of commands I worked on was the previous version, that is CTP 1.1. Now it shows me the CTP 1.2 where these extra commands are necessary to execute. So I'll probably update my blog with these commands. Okay, so now it shows me that we have logged in successfully to the SQL Server vNext version, that is on Linux. So quite happy to see this. Let us execute one more command. Select database ID name created from sys databases. So these commands are very similar to, not very similar, but the same commands that we execute in our SQL Server for Windows. So you can see here, I'm executing SQL commands and it is showing me the results here only. Now let us do some more. I'll create a database SQL DB on Linux. Okay, and this you have to, to execute every command you have to type go. Like go is a batch separator in SQL Server. So when you type go, the command is executed. Now I will use this database. Okay, just right click, it will be pasted. So now the database so the change database context to SQL DB on Linux. So right now I am on SQL DB on Linux database. Now I'll create a table here. Okay, and type go. Now the table is created. Let me do a select a star from test, click go. So there is 0 rows. Let me insert 2 records and another one. So first record is one Manoj and second record is for my dear friend Saurabh. So it says that one row effect, so 2 rows. So let us see, select star from test and go. You can see, right, 2 rows. So this is like amazing that we have installed SQL Server on Linux and we are using SQL Server the same way we used to use it in SQL Server for Windows. So this is it for today in this video. Probably in my next video I'll show you how to connect from SSMS. Okay, so thanks a lot guys, thanks a lot for watching this video and being patient wherever we had some glitches, and please stay tuned for my next video. Thanks a lot, please subscribe. Have a nice day.